Hey guys, I'm SPIKE-A-SAURUS, and today we are going to look at the top 11 builds of my space-themed build contest. Welcome to the channel. Now, I originally planned on only picking 5 builds for this video, but there were so many that I wanted to share with you guys that I changed it to 11, and a few honorable mentions. Now, don't feel bad if I didn't show your build, because there was truly a lot of talented builders in this contest, and I was completely blown away with so many of the builds. Now, in no particular order, I am going to give you a tour of my top 11 favorites and 3 honorable mentions, and then after you watch this video, you can go to the link in the description and vote for your favorite out of the top 11. First up here we have a build by Typhion with this really interesting fish spaceship, which I just really loved the concept. I also loved the trees, the terrain, these little lakes and rivers that, you know, glow, and I just love using that glass as water. So this is one of the ones that I thought really deserved to be in the top 11. And honestly, I'm not sure what the heck's going on up here, but it's kind of cool. And see this planet, someone else did a very similar planet, but we'll get to that in a second. Next up we have a build by Melon BP, and this build might be my favorite in the contest. I don't know, there's like 3 that are like my favorite. But anyways, this Wally build is just absolutely awesome. We got Eva flying in, he's flying with the fire hydrant, it's just so cool. This build is by blissfuls. It is like an astronaut chilling by this really cool city, and it's just got some interesting abstract elements. I just really like the way this turned out. This is kind of what I was expecting when I said space theme build contest, and I really love the way that it turned out. I don't know what you would even call these, like magma rock things, but they're just really cool abstract elements. I love the way that the city turned out. I think it's a really cool build. Now here's a build by Enderboy2882, and I really like this build because it has 2 things in it. It has this really cool landscape with this tree and this overhang, so it's like, you know, texturing of a exoplanet, you know, foreign, not Earth. But then above it, we have this really cool like asteroid blowing through a planet, and that I just really love how that turned out. Looks absolutely awesome, and I'm not exactly sure. This might be like a mock-up of that, but either way I thought it was cool enough to show you guys, and maybe you guys might think it's your favorite as well. So it made it into the top 11. Now here we got a build by Vesignis. It's an asteroid field environment that I just absolutely love. Turned out amazingly. This is probably my other favorite next to Wally. I loved how this one turned out as well. Just the colors are so interesting to me. This awesome blue texture we got here, and these trees help. It's really pops, and these like purple space particles, whatever, you know, made with the glass is really cool. And I also like how the orientation of this building, you know, is upright, but we got some trees and everything down here that is upside down, you know, because we're in space. There's not necessarily gravity pulling in one direction, so, you know, things could be very well oriented like this. So very cool, one of my favorites. Now here's another one of my favorites by Minecars139. And though it's very simple, I don't think much more could have been done to make this build turn out as well as it did. The trees are really well done. The texturing for the landscape, and obviously this glass. I feel like I'm on Mars if Mars, you know, had some kind of liquid. But I just really love the colors here, like the orange and the grays, like nothing really too poppy. But the dome turned out really well, and I've been thinking about doing a build similar to this in the idea that there's going to be a bridge like this, but on a much larger scale. So it just reminded me of some things that I've thought and not built yet. So definitely a really cool build here. Oh, I'm stuck in a tree. Now we have Dr. Ruan with this, I don't even know what to call it. It's like these floating spires and things with this gas kind of either going to it or connecting, maybe holding it up. Either way, it's very artistic, and in the center we have this statue of this guy holding this planet, and it's just a really well done build. It's very spacey. I love the black with the purple. You know, that's almost like a SPIKE-A-SAURUS theme. But another really good build. Now here is CF Wilhelm's build. It is, in my eyes, it looks very Star Wars-y. I feel like this is from Star Wars 2, like the Clone Wars, these ships. But either way, this build is really cool. It's like a space, I don't know if it's a house or a port or something, but it's attached to an asteroid, as it looks like, and maybe some thrusters or something. Really well done, really nice complete build here, with like it's a well done scene. It's not like necessarily things just spammed around. It looks like, you know, something's going on here, and it's like a live living scene. Now this build here by Omsiy, this is really something different here, and I'm glad they came on and built this. Very cool. So, you know, it's a space theme, but I just wanted you guys to be creative, and this is exactly the type of creativity I'm talking about here. We have like these space planets slash asteroids, whatever, these elements here, and also these like spacey elements to the dress. But other than that, it's not necessarily a space build. It's not like a sci-fi build, but they did incorporate space. Let me pop in here. It says Reaching Toward Oblivion was the title of this one. And just really well done organics. Like these skeletons are absolutely awesome with these particle effects with the cobweb. It's almost like, you know, they're moving and something's like actually happening in the scene, not necessarily like a statue, but more of just a picture in motion. And I really loved this build. So good work to Omsiy. Omsiy. Now this build by Carson Pomeroy. This one I laughed when I first saw. Anytime I hear someone talk about flat Earth or people believing in flat Earth, it just drives me nuts. And it was so funny to see that this guy built a flat Earth, and I just think that is hilariously funny with the spotlight, and it actually like it's a really good build. It's I think this is whatever the projection that flat Earthers think the map looks like, and the sun, the glowing on the sun, at least in my texture pack or shader pack rather, with this yellow slash, yeah, I think it's yellow carpet. Just awesome. And obviously nothing too crazy detailed on the bottom, but it just works. So it's one of my favorites in the sense that it was the most entertaining to stumble upon. Now last up to make it into the top 11, we have Zago The Drago with this really awesome star colliding into a galaxy or something awesome. It's just so many things going on here, and I just love the way it looks. I think if I hop in, you know, it's in the dark, and it looks so good. It's like something's actually happening, you know, it's not a still, you can get the sense that things are flowing around with all these particles, and just really awesome job with the I don't even know what to call it, the environment and the particles. You just feel like you're there almost witnessing this star being eaten. Now I have 3 honorable mentions that I want to zoom by really quick. First we have TofPlays with this awesome large spaceship. I felt like just a little something was missing from it to make it into the top, but I really do appreciate this build. I love the green, I love the colors that you've chosen, and I love this front cockpit area with the glass. I think that's really cool too. So that is an honorable mention. Another one, we also have a Star Wars build around here somewhere. The reason this didn't make it in the top build, or wait, let's see, Star Wars build is by Ninja Killer 94. It didn't make it in the top 11 because it's not really set up like a scene. It's more just of a bunch of different Star Wars objects spammed around, but nonetheless each build on its own is really good, and I really appreciate it because I am a Star Wars fan. But did not make it into the top 11. However, it is an honorable mention. Alright, last with the honorable mentions, we have Dragon Eye 3K with this really interesting concept here with an astronaut blowing these really cool planet bubbles, and I just really love the look. And so yeah, that's it. That's the top 11 plus the 3 honorable mentions. I'm sorry if I didn't get to the other like 15 or 20 really cool builds, but I had to make it somewhat manageable for when you guys are voting. So we have a top 11 and then these 3 others that I wanted to share with you guys. So there you go. That was the top 11 builds plus 3 honorable mentions. I encourage you guys to go in the description below so you can vote. There's a link down below. You got to click it and you can vote for your favorite. So you will have 1 week to vote. And then after that, we're going to make a video of the top 5 with some cool cinematics. I'm SPIKE-A-SAURUS. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time.